We noticed Joshua couldn't hear at age 2. After we noticed he couldn't hear, I took him to a doctor. When he was growing up, he was kind of isolating himself a lot. He didn't want to interact or play with any other kids.
Then after we took him to the doctors, and they told us that he wasn't deaf, but he belonged in a similar group because there was not any association of where we can put Joshua. And that at that time that he had auditory processing disorder. So we, it was just tough because we didn't know what to do at that time. At the beginning, Joshua was confused because after we moved, Joshua, he sees that you can tell that he was a little bit confused because he didn't know how to interact with the other children, didn't understand what the other children were saying. So it was hard for him to communicate. We saw that verbally he wasn't understanding, so we saw him so confused that we had to find him a way that he can communicate with the outside world, so he wouldn't be so confused. So we put him in sign language. Oh, after 20-something years, we see that after 20-something years, we see that Joshua, we made the best decision. It's been a long journey for the whole family because it's something that affects the whole family. But at the end, it's paid off because not only is Joshua he could have a bright career in front of him. He's in college now, but also, the whole family is more at ease because at least we know that he's on that we did the right thing in the right path at the time.
Auditory processing disorder, also known as central auditory processing disorder. It is an umbrella term for a variety of disorders that affect the way the brain processes information. Individuals with APD usually have normal structures and functions of the outer, middle, and inner ear. Peripheral hearing, however, they cannot process the information they hear in the same ways that others do, which leads to difficulties in recognizing and interpreting sounds, especially the sounds composing speech. It is thought that these difficulties arise from dysfunction in the central nervous system. APD has been referred to as dyslexia for the ears.
Hi, my name is Ben. I'm the youth pastor here at Warehouse Student Ministries, which is the student ministries for Pinewood Presbyterian Church. And this is our facility where we serve junior high and high school students, 6th grade through 12th grade. And here we have the opportunity just to be able to share the love of Jesus Christ with about 150 of our middle school and high school students that live in this area, which is Middleburg, Fleming Island, Orange Park, basically the suburbs outside of Jacksonville. And we're trying to redo this whole area to make it have more of a warehouse feel, more of a student, teenager kind of a vibe. And so we brought in Josh. Josh is, or I met Josh, I should say, through my wife. My wife is a sign language interpreter at Art Institute of Jacksonville, and Josh is a student over at Art Institute of Jacksonville. And they connected, and I found out that Josh has some tremendous gifts with arts, graphic arts, and in particular with doing graffiti. So we brought him in, and he's been designing some different sketches for the last couple months, and this weekend is finally the weekend where we get to see it all pay off. And so I think Josh is going on about 12 hours of work so far, and it looks awesome. So it's Warehouse Student Ministries to help brand the building and let people know who we are, and we're really excited about it. So thanks, Josh.
APD is a difficult disorder to detect and diagnose. The subjective symptoms that lead to an evaluation for APD has a turning point that gives you an inability to process verbal information, leading the person to guess and to fill in the processing gaps.
Out there with kids, either a daughter or a son with APD, it is hard, but one of the best decisions is to put them in sign language and also continue talking to them, because they could use their voice, even though they might not understand it completely. But they could still use their voice and sign. And if you talk to them in a very close environment, they could get used to your voice and they could understand you. It's a lot to give out for yourself as a parent, but at the end, everything is worth it, because you're going to see your kid, your child, be independent, and that's what every parent wants, to have a child that is grow up to be independent and able to work.
What?